Good morning. Let's see, give me 1 second. Hi everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's the 5th. I just seen Loki off. He is going with his dad and his little sister to go get his surgery to close his abdomen wall, and I am stressed. Um yeah, I'm hope he has to go under anesthesia, and then I'm trying to make sure that at the surgery place, they charge additional sometimes for IV bags, and I had to tell, like, break it down to my husband that he needs the IV bags. Make sure you get the right medication. We don't need any sedation medicine because we still have some, which there's an interesting story for that. Loki's big. Loki's lost weight because of this, but before surgery he was 155. After surgery he was 145. He's a big boy. I'm 5'9". When he stands on me and he has his paws on my shoulders, his head goes over mine. He's half Great Dane, he half Cane Corso, so he's a big boy. But the surgery people gave us 2 pills that he's supposed to take for sedation. We gave him it the day after the surgery, and I've never been scared in my life. Like, I was literally praying nonstop because I thought something was wrong. But when I took him to my personal vet, the personal vet said that he only was supposed to take half of those pills. So I still have some of those. I only used it on the second day because he was trying to play, and when he tried to get onto the bed, he yelped because he has, surgery in his stomach. So I thought it was supposed to be at 11:30. I read the email wrong because it says 11:30 at the end of the email, but his surgery's in at 9:30. So he's on his way. I sent in all the paperwork via email, and which just now in the waiting game. So I'm not going to sew today. I'm like I've mentioned so many times. You guys play if you played a shot game. I'm accident prone. I make accidents when I'm not focused on the work that I'm doing, or I have something else on my mind. That's why I have this rule of 3. If I make 3 accidents, I stop sewing because I'm going to wind up hating the project and then I'm wasting money. So what I plan on doing is when I get off here, I'm just going to continue cleaning my room and organizing it so we can shift things around. And when he comes back home, I'm going to get the room prepped, put new sheets, new pillows on his chase, and get like fresh water bowls with ice and stuff like that. And I'm just going to chill with him in the room all day and help him get up and down the stairs so that when he has to use the restroom. I never wanted a patio off my room so bad because I would literally let him use the restroom there so he didn't have to walk as much, because the first 2 days for him were really I would have took the pain for him if I could. So yeah, he's going to be going in surgery in about 40 minutes. No, every time Kendall comes in here to try to help me do something, I have a project. Like today, only thing I have to sew up is I need to sew up a thank you gift because I thought I made one for this other bag, but I did not. So I sew. Every time I have something, I have like I get a sell, and then I need to make the bag if it's not already made, and so it's just been just crazy schedules. And then with Kendall's new job being like an hour and some change away, he sometimes doesn't get home until like 6:30, 6:40, and by that time I'm already out of my workroom. So I'm hoping that if I can clean up everything and organize everything, because again, I've been doing projects all week, and I'm going to show you some of the bags that came out today. um when so I just have like chaos everywhere. Everywhere is a little bit chaos. So I want to move the tables around and get that all started and situated. So I'm just gonna sweep clean, get the trash, and just do chores around the house. Maybe like put something in the slow cooker for dinner tonight. Oh, thank you, Jen. Yeah, I really like the quilted thing. I'm going to show you two of the bags that I made. Alexis's brain is amazing because I literally don't know how she does it. She comes up with these patterns and you just look at them and you're just like, you're genius. I have no idea how she does what she does. Good morning. Oh, thank you, Teresa. No, just if you could send positive thoughts, prayer, whatever to Loki, because I mean, I don't like anybody going underneath anesthesia because it's still scary. It's even though we got more and more advancements, there's still incidents, and this is his second time getting an anesthesia within 2 weeks. Literally today is 2 weeks from the last surgery he had. So I'm hoping that it's like quick, like they put him out and they are able to close the wall, put stitches, like monitor him coming out, and it might be something that's relatively fast and it's a quick procedure because it's not everything they did last time. That's what I'm hoping. What I'm afraid of is that area, what if it had gotten infected and they drain it and they have to keep the wall open for a little while longer for drainage. That is my biggest concern. Don't Google things late at night when you're scared. Okay. So yeah, the big boy. Yeah, today's a warm day. It's supposed to be like almost 89 or 90 degrees today, when 2 days ago it was 47 degrees. This is how people get sick. Yeah, I know. My kids are like, don't organize, just hang out and chill. And I think I might actually take up out of the mouth of babes kind of scenario because they know how my brain works. So let me show you some of the things. Alexis's new pattern came out and I made a tutorial for it. It's called the Tiny Quilted Beast. It is adorable. I don't know how she, if you really think about it, it looks very similar to the Beast, the Rosa Travel Bag, because it's the shape, but it's put together completely differently. Ask me how I know. I've made like 6 Beast. It's an interesting seller for me because usually people are wanting luggage that are nerdy, so that they come to me and they ask me for it. I don't really even list them on my website because I feel like no one would pay for them because they're going to be extremely expensive because there's so much that goes into that bag. But the first Beast is this one. You know, I had to do something nerdy. So I have a classy one and a nerdy one. I can't just do classy. It's just not me. So this is the nerdy chic version. I took the Rebel Alliance and I quilted it on. So if you didn't see this Rebel Alliance, the Tiny Beast is just quilted on the back like this. In the video, I show you how you do it and what I did. I used all chalk, not Tandy leather pens. Tandy leather pens, to me, there's a couple issues I'm having with them. One, they dry out really fast. Even if you put the cap back on it, I have no idea. It might be my area and the humidity or the lack of humidity that makes them dry. And 2, some vinyls, it comes off like, woo, like baby wipe and it's done. Other ones, I'm like sitting there just like rubbing it out. Like, I don't like Tandy leather pens on cork. It's really hard for it to get out. But everywhere I go, you guys see it in my videos, I use chalk pens like it is nobody's business. They're my favorite tool to use. So, oh look, and there goes my Heartwood and Hide patch. I'm like really loving these. I think this was the first bag I used this patch on, and I did in the video. So in here you have a really nice handle. Let me take off the strap because sometimes you can't see everything. I got my hardware from Fireweed Stitch. She had these really cute, these are like the Louis Vuitton ones. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know you had these. And so I got my hardware from her. Her hardware was a little different than everyone's. So she had these beveled strap-ins. There's many of the testers that didn't use strap-ins. I just wanted to finish it. You use 4 zipper pulls. And I used some Chicago screws for the Rebel Alliance too. I like doing little touches of geeky throughout my bag. So with this, with a quilted tiny beast, you either, if you're doing it with the actual quilting, let me do this. If you're doing it with the actual quilting, you use foam. If you're not going to quilt and you're just going to show off your piece, you use fleece. It's really tiny, but it's mighty. So you have two separate compartments. There's no pockets. Now, could you add a slip pocket? Yes. But because this bag is so tiny, you could just drop your phone and your wallet in it and you're good to go. This is like a really super fun casual bag. I can see this is being given to if someone's needs bridesmaids gift. Believe it or not, I get a lot of requests from that, and it is wedding season. If you never thought about that, look into that. Make a couple of like go to David's Bridal, go to whatever and look at some bridesmaids dresses and make some bags. And then solicit them on your website as bridesmaids bags. I guarantee you're going to get people buying from you because brides buy bridesmaids gifts. And these are really good. This will be the perfect bridesmaids bags. Seriously. And then you can custom embroider them with like dates or something that's really cool. This is also a perfect date night bag. Prom's coming up. This is a perfect prom bag. This is, oh, I'm going to Sunday church with my big hat and a fancy bag scenario. This is really cute for an everyday bag too. It's not very big. I believe it is it's almost 4, it's 3.5 inches wide, 6 inches tall, and about 9 inches long. It's tiny, but mighty. See some of these comments. Thank you, Teresa. Yeah, dude, step away from the Google Vet page. Oh my God. Like it is worse than when we Google stuff for ourselves. Yeah, you're very right, Deb. Yeah, I cut this patch out with my stiletto, the silhouette. I cut 2 things out with my silhouette, and this was cut out really nicely. I was really excited about that. Yes, it is hardware intensive, but it's not. Okay, so you do need 4 zipper pulls, but like Monica made hers with just 2, so the zippers go in one direction, so that can save you 2. And you need D-rings, like any other bags. And you don't have to have strap-ins. I've showed you guys before how you can make faux strap-ins with the material you're using. But I don't know, I just wanted strap-ins. I just like the way it looked. And rivets. And then whatever you normally use for your straps. So I made that one. And that's the one you see in the video. The one that I tested out. I'm trying to get the strap. I'm like reaching across the chair. Is this one. I always have to make one classy just to tell people, don't forget that I like to make things classy too. You got to remember I have that vintage flair in me. So this is a faux crocodile. And I use gold hardware. Love these pools. I'm obsessed with these pools, and Dalva told me that I can get them now at also my handmade space. These pools are amazing. Inside you could do 1 zipper, but I'm not gonna lie, the 2 zippers just give it some kind of like throwback retro feel. I have nice lining that's water resistant canvas. It's purple. I had to have a dash of color. Even when I'm trying to be classy, there has to be something I do that throws everybody off. And then you have your strap. So I'm going to be, hopefully, I got pictures of all these in video, so I'm going to probably be listing these on my Etsy. I think these, again, I don't know. I think this is a bag that is really good for the seasons that are on. We're in wedding season. We're in prom season. We're in like all these major like big events, graduation. This is a really great thing. Like think about it, like Easter Sunday, if you're going to church, not everyone does it, and I appreciate that. If you're going to church, this is like the bag. Like so you have to understand, me being part of 2 different cultures, I had interesting perspectives from two different Easter Sundays. There's the Easter Sunday services where my with my mom where they're praying in from like morning to whatever. And then my dad, he was raised as a Catholic, but he converted to a Christianity. But he's like more like, you don't have to go to church, come as you are, just whatever. So he's more of that bohemian California type. So I remember like having some Easters where I'm just getting a basket as a kid and I get to be free and with my cousins, and then I have some where I'm like I'm praying the whole entire Easter. So yeah. Just so if you have celebrations this weekend going with families, barbecue, whatever, this will be really cute with whatever little dress. And the reason why I did it black, because most of the time whenever I go somewhere and I have to get dressed up, it's a little black dress. So, oh, wow. Okay, yeah. So Monica just did too. Monica's just a hop, skip, little jump away from you. I'm reading your comments. They just gave us the pattern, so I don't think it's going to be until towards the end of the month for lavender and twine. It's a beautiful pattern. It's shaped differently from any of her other bags, but like Alexis and Erica, you can definitely expect something magical and unique. Yeah, okay, I have a place for the nerdy because I was I was watching Mandalorian when I was making this. I was watching Breakfast at Tiffany's. I love watching that movie. It's super sad and didn't age well, but there's something so classic about it that whenever I need to make some kind of bag that is um, classy, I look at Breakfast at Tiffany's or uh, Gentleman Prefers Blondes. I love throwbacks. So when I do that, but this was Breakfast at Tiffany. I just thought Audrey would have had this as she was eating her croissant and drinking her coffee in front of the mirror. I just thought this would be such an Audrey bag. So we have, so we have that. We have, those are the two bags I made, and that's called the Quilted Tiny Beast. And again, see, the difference is the difference for hardware is hilarious because this one looks like it's so much more because I have the Rebel Alliance, which I need to unscrew probably and shift this back around a lot, and versus just gold rivets. So this is the same exact bag, but they have two different looks. So I think this is a great bag. And again, if I definitely recommend, if you have not listed on your website or your Etsy page or your Facebook page that you do bridesmaids gift, you're missing out on a whole different genre. People, especially last minute brides that have forgot about that, they will buy those things because they want all of them matching and just giving you another avenue to look through. This one I made with my 5550, and this one I made in my 1541. I was trying to do my 1341, but I have the box for my silhouette behind and I couldn't move it, so I couldn't sit in the chair. Sit in the chair. I was trying to get that so that way I wanted to do a tutorial on that one. Tutorials on that one's coming soon, but yeah, no. You can do it. Both of them are attainable on either one. And always remember with Alexis sews on a domestic. She has 7 bags. 7 that are absolutely glorious. Yes, that's my daughter. She actually told me how to take all the pictures for her on it. So it's pretty interesting. As she's about to be 18, so it's interesting watching her like navigate pictures for me. And I actually now kind of trust her a little bit more. She takes pictures for me for outdoors because she's been seeing me do it for so long that she has like a knack to it. But Faith, she bought herself this little black dress, and she's using like a headpiece that I have, and that's the thing. You'll be seeing that on Friday. And she's already saying that she will wear this to prom in a heartbeat. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I really love I like taking pictures. I definitely want to, next year when Kendall, my youngest, goes into junior high, I think I might take some photography classes to help me with bag selling too, because like So Sweetness said like 6 years ago, and it's been stuck in my head ever since, you can make a fabulous bag, but if you don't have the right picture or the right fabric color scheme, no one will pay attention to it. Pictures are very, very important. And that's why even if you go look at some of your favorite designers and look at the pictures that they present with their thing, it's on point and it makes you want to buy the pattern because of how they took the picture. It's the same thing, same principle with us. If you're selling bags, pictures mean a lot. So if Monica offers the picture taking class in Tennessee or Florida, sign up for that, because she gives you a different perspective, and she uses strictly her iPhone. I actually would hope somebody actually would come forward with a regular camera. Like I use my Mark III, and show people how to take pictures in different settings as well. I think it's important. And also show up place off the bag. So Faith is getting she took the pictures for the Rebel Alliance bag, and then I took pictures of her with the black bag. She's really getting into it. And sometimes Kendall takes pictures, and same with Hope. Thank you, Teresa. She's really, she's one of a kind. She just does not know how special she is. So yesterday when I wanted to do something fast so I can just hang out with Loki, I made the Miranda tote. This is a cotton canvas. I got it from, I think, a year or two ago from Notorious, but look at my tag. I literally love my heartwood and high tags. The Miranda tote is a tote that is seriously underrated. I don't see a lot of people making it, and they should. It is an amazing tote. It is, if you want to just dabble with modifications, grab this pattern and start modifying it to the things that you want, and you'll be amazed. So I added side tabs so that way you can just flip up if you want to have your adjustable. We have our TARDIS, and I'm using the speckle cork from Hungry Hippie. The cork, this is my first time buying cork for her. Her cork is thin, and I can't explain the backing on hers. It feels like leather, but that leather that's mixed up with other stuff. It's a very different backing, but her leather is super thin. I wasn't prepared for that. So I had to interface some of the cork pieces. I normally don't have to do that. So you unzip. It's bigger than the inside zipper facing, and then I have a slip pocket right here, and then it has the adjustable strap that I made that was 3/4 of an inch. I love this tote. It comes together really fast, and if you've just been wanting to dabble with some modifications, go for it. And in the bag pattern you get a top portion that's like, I believe 6.5 or 5 inches, depending if you're using the small or the large, and then the bottom half is the cork. I decided just to have it on the bottom, so it gives it, kind of casts a shadow to make it look like it has faux piping, but it's not. It's just the bottom. And the straps are actually closer in, and they go down and they get caught into the bottom part of the exterior. I instead decided to use really functional buckles. I put 8 holes in this in case somebody buys this that's petite or has larger arms, but you can remove it and you can use whatever hole you want to adjust the strap to make it more comfortable for you for a shoulder or your elbow pits. And I'm using So Sweetness's buckles, and then I made my own loops. So there's that. And then this pattern didn't have this. I see in a Coach bag, they have this really beautiful tote that kind of looks similar to this. And when you open it in the inside, that's where they have the strap connector, so you don't really see it. And I'm kind of digging that. And then I used rainbow variant. I think I used Amon, and I want to say this one came from Sewing Gold. I know variant threads have some issues. The one from Amon, I never have any issues. I could put in my top and my bobbin and never have issues. If I'm doing Wizardly Stitcheries, I can put it on my top, but I have to use something else for the bottom. Let's see. Yeah, I really like that. That fabric, when Serena posted it, there's nobody that had strikes, so it was just in the album. So if you go to Notorious, look at the strikes, because the people do wonderful work. But look in the albums when she's doing it, because chances are there's a dope print that you don't see because no one has as a strike team. No one had this. And I remember when I looked at this, I was like, wait, what? How is this not? It's rainbow, my favorite color. And so I bought like 2 yards of it, and I bought it in canvas woven. And believe it or not, if you see me buying from a small business who does fandom, I usually buy woven. Occasionally I'll buy waterproof canvas, but I feel like I get a better bang for my buck having, like, 36 by 40, like 46 by 56 versus 18 by 56. This pattern's the Miranda from Etsy. Let me see if I can put a link in. One moment. I know I just had it. Somebody asked me for it, and I... 1 second. It's the Miranda by Etsy. It's Etsy it's an Etsy pattern. And the designer is Saza Harris. It's a really good pattern, though. I need to check out the rest of her patterns. It comes together. If you want a pattern that's straight to the point, no fussing, whatever, good picture shots, her pattern's that. The first time I made her pattern, I was obsessed. I made a Cinderella bag, and I was like, this is the same pattern that you see on these Coach bags, but no one has a pattern out for it. And every time I make that bag, I'm always enthralled in how fast it comes together, and I'm always happy and like proud of myself at the end, like the end result, because it just is, I don't know, she did a wonderful job. I really like this. But again, this is the speckle cork, is called cracked pepper or something from Hungry Hippie. Although it's thin, it doesn't stretch, but I'm still not off how thin it is. And when I'm telling you it's thin, normally when you do things, when one of these things going around, you have a raw edge right here that's exposed, right? You use like a 1-inch piece, you wrap it all around, kind of like the Gaia or the Danbury, whatever. I was able to use a 2-inch piece, fold it onto a self-like bias tape, and put this on. Because 4 layers is like the equivalent to 1 layer of cork. I've never had cork that is this thin. So I did play around with the strip with Loki. I had some extra, so I was playing tug of war with him. Yes, I do this because I offer up to 1 year fixtures. Like if something fixed, like if a rivet pops off or something tears, I will repair it for up to 1 year after you purchase it. So I conduct tests on new materials, and that's probably why I don't mess around with a whole lot of new companies, because in order for me to do a test, I need to take a small piece of it, and I'll do like a kid test, and then I'll do a dog test, because if Loki can't rip it right away, then it's probably really good stuff. The different industrial threads is an interesting thing. I actually, believe it or not, each each industrial is completely different. Case in point, me and Monica both have 5550s. She's able to use 70 weight thread in her 5550. My machine, my 5550 does not take it. It only takes 40 weight thread. Whenever I try to go a bigger needle, a bigger eye, it doesn't work. But I have a 1541S Juki and she has a Thor 1541. I sew 135 text to something 90 weight, and her machine does not like anything over 70 weight. And we thought it was just maybe it's in our psyches, but then when we start going into different groups like Juki Junkies, and it's a thing. It's a complete and utter thing. Like the bigger one, the 1341 else, oh my god, it loves 210 and anything. The reason why I love sewing with that one is because the thread is so thick. The thicker the thread, the more it looks like it's hand sewn. That's the reason why I prefer to go onto my bigger ones. If I want smaller stitching, you better be for dang sure I'm on my 5550. I wanted small stitching for this bag. Do you see how small the stitches are? Because that's the 5550. I didn't want thick stitches, so this is 40 weight thread all the way through, because I wanted the stitches not to be relevant, because one, I have never found the perfect gold color for industrial thread. All the golds I have, they all look almost bronze, so I wanted the black and gold to really pop off. So see how small the stitches are on that? And then versus, look at the stitches on my 1541. They're bigger, they're longer, the thread's thicker. This was sewn on my 5550, and see how the stitches are smaller? Like, it just depends on my mood. Sometimes I want really small stitches, so that way, like whenever I do a variant thread, I like smaller stitches so you can see the color transition better, versus like, so the stitching, how do I say this? See how it's blue and then it's going into red? It's a nice transition, versus if it was thicker thread, it will like look blue, then it goes right into red, and you don't really get to see that transition of a thicker thread. That's just personally me. So it all depends. I always like to test patterns on my Juki 5550 because it's very similar to a domestic or semi-domestic machine, industrial machine, and I actually like small stitches. If I want something that like I'm trying to showcase my stitching off like this, I'm going to go for a 5550 because I want the thread to be really thick and I really want to show people my stitching. With that being said, there's an event that I'm going to be going to in North Carolina in June, and part of the retreat info is I'm going to show you how to do reverse applique. It's really hard for me to teach you on the on a YouTube because it would need to be alive, and it's hard because it's for me trying to show you how to top stitch. That's mainly what it is. So we shall see. Cork is super domestic friendly. If you look at people, there are cork fanatics like Sarah Lawson. She sews on a semi-industrial. She sews on a QVP mini, and she uses cork all the time. You look at Alexis or Rosa. Whenever she does a bag testing, she has at least 3 bags that are made out of cork. Cork is so domestic friendly, and it's industrial friendly. It's just a great material to work with. It is expensive, but it is absolutely a dream to work with. Yes, I want to get the other pattern from Saza. I think that I want to try it out. I've had this pattern for, I don't know, like over a year or 2, and I made 3, and every time I make them, they sell. Like, I'm pretty sure when Kendall takes pictures of this bag today and I put it up tomorrow, it will sell. 1, because it's Doctor Who. 2, it's rainbow. But 3, the pattern it looks exactly like this Dooney and Burke one. Is it Dooney and Burke or Coach? Hold on. Hold on, I'm getting it for you. It looks very similar to this Coach one. So that is, normally the pattern has you put two parts of the exterior. I just made it mostly all one and just had the bottom changed. And that's kind of what you're gonna get. I decided to go. I look at different bags for like ideas, and then I start modifying. I haven't got Gypsy. I haven't got any of So Hungry Hippies vinyl. I got some in a kit and I haven't used it. But her cork, I can't speak. I can't speak negative or positively about her cork, because all other cork I've ever got that comes from Spain or Italy is literally thicker. It is literally half the weight. I use my weight gauge. It is half the weight of a regular cork, and it has a different backing. I cannot. It's weird. If you work with leathers, you know this backing, or if you work with it, feels like the back of veg tan, but it's not veg tan. It's a very, very weird product to use. I was thrown off by it. It sewed up beautifully. It's just thinner. Like the fact that I was able to fold it in fours like bias tape, and I normally never have been able to do that with any other cork. And so it worked for this occasion, and I didn't have it really in the structure of the bag. Like I doubled up for when I did the buckle, because the buckle is a separate piece than the strap. So I doubled this up with 4, and I sewed it down and used 2 rivets, so it has some kind of structure and it's thicker. But yeah, this is really thin. And that, it might be a good thing, or it could be like, okay, I only can use this for like accent pieces, or I don't know, accessory weight. So yeah, that was my only interesting thing with it. I kept looking at it yesterday because I was like, why are you so thin? But yeah, I really do like this. And oh my God, I am obsessed. I need to get more of this from Zipper Valley. I love the stripes. Just that weird detail that looks super cool. Yeah, I think a lot of people have this pattern and they just don't know. I actually made another one with using it too, not too long ago. It was the Cinderella one, and I like, that was one of my favorite bags I've ever made. It's simple. It was, I don't know, it's simplistic, but I don't know, it was super cute. And of course I have no pictures of it. That's about right, you know. Yeah, so like it's a good bag. I've made that with also a Harry Potter print and one other print. And every time I do it, I always change it up a little bit, because it's a really, I don't know, it's a fun pattern to play around with. I'm trying to see. I guess I don't have any pictures of it, the last one. Sometimes I'm really on it when I take pictures, and other times I'm like, not so much. I am a cork fanatic. If I had the budget to sew with just strictly cork, I would. Cork and leather would be my jam. Oh yeah, her sling does look cute. And yeah, you're right. It's super forgiving. That is like the one thing I love. I'm like, did I puncture a hole in the wrong space? I'm definitely a cork fanatic. Yeah, I have slow and steady in a million clips. Like, I think if anyone ever sees me like top stitching something, it's different when I'm high Kindle. So I guess they're at the facility, unless that's Hope waiting for Kindle. I think I have like a million clips, double-sided tape or some kind of glue when I'm top stitching, like if I'm top stitching this or like the guy, because like I literally, because it's such a pivot that like you're done with the bag when you're doing this last step. And I feel like last step is what gets people. It's not necessarily the top stitching, because it is usually the last step. It's like you're almost done and you don't want to mess up the bag. And I'm like, I have squirrel moments, and it always happens when I'm top stitching. So a million clips and trying to stay hyper focused. Yes, very, very true. You really can do that. You're absolutely right. Because the first one I made, I swear my top stitching started like 1/4 of an inch from like the seam, and then like veered to 1/8 to 3/8. I was like, what am I doing here? What did I just do? And it was because I was listening to a podcast. I so blame it on the podcast. And the most important step, and I always say it, is to breathe. And I do not listen to my own advice on that, to be honest. And I should. Yes, if I get Sonar exclusively is in cork, and all her bags are fantastic. Like, she has such an eye for color. It's not even funny. She is so good at that. If I could sew exclusively with cork, and I also leather. I like leather. I would. And I would. It's just that it's just not in my price point at this time. And sometimes it's not in the price point for my clients. Sometimes having custom prints or custom fabrics and having it with a dash of vinyl is a little bit more feasible for them, and it's easier on their budget as well as mine. So you kind of got to give a little and get a little. Yes, Teresa, you have to try the Aries. It comes together fast. I'm probably going to be filming that tomorrow or Friday. I have it all cut out. It's really cute. It's Aristocat, and I'm going to put like a little bow in the front. Oh, I did not know that. It didn't, it kept rolling up on me. I had no idea. Thank you for that tip, Shannon, because I didn't know that. Yes, finish fever. That you should coin that term, because that's what it is. When you get to that last part, you're like, yes, I'm almost done. I'm almost there. Oh man, I messed up. You're gonna ask Monica on this one. This doesn't take a lot of material. On this one, I scrapped the first one because I messed up on the lining part, and I just cut new pieces. And she's like, what? She's like, just fix it. I'm like, because this is not cork. This is faux leather. I was able to see the holes. So, I don't know. But super domestic friendly. This one's on the domestic. I love it. And I use water-resistant canvas for the inside because I was too lazy to actually interface any fabrics. I did interface on the Star Wars one, though. So, see? Small favors. Yeah. Whenever my top stitching is in the wave, it's me not paying attention and trying to, like you think if I hurry up and do this, like if I make my strap go through faster, it's going to look good. And sometimes it doesn't. Oof, that's a lot of money. Yeah, Sonar sews on a, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a QVP, so it's like the semi-domestic. Her bags are amazing. I love the way she sews. I like how she breaks down her sewing things like into one bag, and there's parts, so it's easy for people to follow along and sew with her. And I like how she converts other patterns with using all cork. I think it's genius. Cork is an amazing material. It is such an amazing material to sew with, but your end project is so much cool because like it's waterproof. It's has all these really cool qualities that vinyl doesn't have. Follow through, my dude. Yep. Like Kendall when he gets excited when he's cutting like stuff with his saw and stuff like that, he's hyper focused. Like, I should take film, like when he's cutting things, he's so focused. But if he's doing something else like cooking, it's like squirrel moment. Like, what am I doing? Yes, Teresa. Yes, I got to meet Nicole at So Magical Florida, but before that, she seen some of my videos, and I reached out to her because one of my links expired on my tote set for her, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know that there was an expiration date. I didn't download it. She's like, no worries, here's your link again. And she responds really fast, and she was like, oh, by the way, Shanova, I've seen your videos. If you want to do a video tutorial on any of my patterns, go for it. And I was like, kind of amazing, because all your tutorials are pretty freaking epic. Oh no, like seriously, Shannon. Okay, I already told you, Shannon's gonna give you a syllabus. It's gonna be thick, but it's not what you think it is. Each page has like 3 to 4 pictures, and it's not a whole lot of wording. You can literally follow her whole entire pattern just by looking at her pictures. She has the best pictures out there. Like, it's not really wordy. She does have jokes throughout it, so just pay attention to that. And I think actually the reason why I like that, it makes me pay attention to read the next step, because I want to know what the joke is, the finish of the joke. But her pictures are not like these tiny, like 2-inch ones. They're like different sizes. It kind of reminds me of, you know how like there was like 80 collages of the, what are the, when you would have to shake out the Polaroid pictures. It kind of reminds me of that, how they're set up. They're either 3 to 4 on one 8x11 page, and she just has like little things to say, and then there's like a joke or something. Especially on the guy, I was laughing the whole time because like it's like highlighted. But that's the reason why I like it, is because if you get stuck on something, all you really have to do is look at that picture, the step before and the step after, and you totally got it. It is it is like a syllabus, but I like patterns that give me all the information, so that way I don't have to necessarily go into a group and ask, but you can ask in the group too. People are really responsive in there. Yeah. Gypsy, you're absolutely right. It is a renewable source. There's another thing. If you can't afford this, I know Spoonflower has like a recyclable, it's either a recyclable vinyl or waterproof canvas or a canvas. Like, they recycle all this waste, because like I told you guys, fabric is the #1 waste in America. They have a recyclable one too. So that is something to think of if you're really trying to like do your carbon footsteps in the sewing world. There are renewable resources for vinyl, canvases, all these different things, and it's pretty amazing. And I love the fact that, like, if you ever get to watch how they harvest cork, it is the coolest thing ever, and it doesn't harm the tree at all. Yeah, that price, man, that price is it's okay, so the person that everyone always asks me, who do I buy my cork from? I always buy it from So Sweetness, and she has cork right now that I desperately want, but I'm like, you can't get it until you finish your other cork. She has these cherry blossoms. Anything with cherry blossoms, I'm all about. I live in Maryland. It's like cherry blossoms all around me. It is absolutely exquisite. It is so beautiful. The other person I like to buy my cork from is Emmeline Bags, because she uses cork a lot for her as her supply. And if I'm already ordering from her, why not? I haven't tried Millie's designs yet. I did see that she has this really beautiful polka dot one that I might look into, and so many creations. Holy crap. She has this I bought one. It's black crocodile cork, and I'm going to be using that on my tester bag for lavender and twine. And she also hand designs like beautiful prints, and I'm using 2 of those things for my lavender and twine. Her prints are gorgeous, and every time I go to her station, I always gravitate to her prints that she designs without knowing that she designed them, because she's really talented. Yeah, I've unpicked so many times on cork, it's not even funny. Yeah, Nicole is awesome. It is bad for the environment. You're right. You're absolutely right. There's why you have to look for like different. It's someone asked me like when I order for like custom places, I normally never order the vinyl. I always order like their water resistant canvas or cotton, because you can make cotton look like. I got asked this yesterday so many times. Is this vinyl? I'm like, nope, it is cotton canvas. I like cotton. I like canvas. You can scotch guard. There's a lot of things you can do to help prevent it from staining. Yes, I know you could do. You're not. Dalva, you are a master sewist, and you just don't. You're just not taking that in. Trust and believe me when I say your bags are exquisite, and when you make one of Shannon's bags, it's going to be outstanding. You have a really good eye for color coordinations and themes, as well as you take your time and sew. You can tell that you put a lot of love in your bags. You are a master sewist. I'm a visual person too. So that's why I think you should, like, if you're going to get a Shannon's pattern, you're not going to go wrong. I actually have one of her patterns right beside me because I was about to make the Mayfield. I want to have that for, it's like right there. Her pictures, there's pictures on every single page, and it just helps tremendously. Like I told you, I put her in the same class as Lavender and Twine, or Rosa, and Mackie 55. You get a lot of pictures, a lot of detail, and a lot of tips. And at first, it can feel like it's intimidating because you're like, it's 50 pages. It's 50 pages worth of education. It's like, I feel like you are going to get something. You're getting your little college bound book, but with that, when you're done making your bag, you're like, holy crap, I passed this test with an A. Like, it's amazing. I appreciate that because, like I told you, I may not have the time to make all of Maggie 55's patterns, but I buy every single one of her patterns. And what I like to do is before I go to bed, I open up her thing in Adobe and I click on her links and I learn. I learn all her tips and tricks because I would love to take a class with her. She's a genius. And her bags, I've never seen one that I'm like a hard pass. Like everyone's like, oh my God, it's better than anything I would see in Nordstrom's or Fifth Avenue. Like your bags are exquisite. So that well, you're doing the same thing with Shannon. Shannon has for me, Shannon is the nerdy version of Maggie 55. You're getting a really fantastic pattern, and you have the opportunity to make it non-nerdy, but Shannon has a way of making nerdy, like classically sexy bags. And it's I don't know. It's something like, woo, just another person. It like that's why I love Lauren's bags, because she's able to take a really classy bag that is a normal classy pattern and make it nerdy, and it just chef's kiss for me. Yes. I believe, Jenny, I think that Shannon's, I don't know when it's coming out, but I think she's working on some modifications for the Tuesday tote. Canvas is expensive, yes. The Aries does have the heart, yeah. You bought the cherry blossom cork. I knew somebody was going to get it. That cork looked amazing. Yeah, I only buy from Fabric Funhouse if I'm out of certain colors. Like they're the only one that has that ash gray. They call it something else. I like her because you get the whole you have the chance to buy the whole roll, which that always makes me feel better. And occasionally if you're subscribed to her, she'll have sales like 15% off or 10% off, and that's when I jump at her pricing. And another thing she has that no one else does, she has the iridescent 4 different colorways of iridescent Gherardini paints. Handmade Space is another place I get it. I get my orange cork that goes with the Ahsoka. if you if you haven't, the orange that goes with the Ahsoka, she's the one that I usually buy my cork from if I'm making an Ahsoka bag. So I don't know how she affords her shipping. And like she has to have like shipping angels. I swear if you made an order for So Sweetness today, it will be shipped out today or tomorrow. And you're just like, how do you do that wizardry magicry that you do? Yeah. So many creations. Her cork is amazing. I love the ones that she designed. Like I have this black with pink butterflies and moths, and I don't want to cut into it because it is literally beautiful. Like if I could frame that and put that on my wall, I would. I just have so many sabers and wands on my walls right now. So I know I have faith in Delva too. I think anyone can do anything. I think that we set our own limitations. And I just think that if we start treating ourselves how we treat other people, we're just going to succeed. Like I've seen all of your work. I've seen Dalva's bags, and Dalva is a master sewist. She just doesn't know it. Yeah, Beth has a really good eye for color. So country. I know I seen the Pac-Man couch. I immediately wanted to do the wonka 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 thing. I am not an enabler. I just like I like stuff. Well, you are. You remind me like you're my nerdy Maggie 55. Like seriously, because everyone else, I love the classy look. Again, I love the classy, but this is my heart. This is my heart. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I didn't even coordinate what I was going to wear today. Just want to throw that out there. Half of my wardrobe. Like in one of my videos, I think in the video I do this bag, I'm wearing a Kanto shirt. Like it literally is the yellow with the flowers. I try anything I can find remotely nerdy, I will wear. Yeah, I might have to watch her Pac-Man one today. I was like, I just like to try different patterns out, and I'm like, I like to be honest, and I love indie patterns. I love big name patterns. I like it all. That's why I had to show you guys the Miranda, because chances are you bought this on Etsy and you just don't know what it looks like. It comes in 2 sizes, and I don't know the designer. Someone asked me if I could reach out to do a tutorial. I'll definitely do that. But her bag, this bag is the perfect, it is the duplicate to the Coach tote. If you remove the handles and you look at it and just look at the Coach handles, you're gonna be like, holy tamales. Michael Kors has a tote that's similar to that too. So if you're trying to find that doppelganger to recreate a bag that is out there, that is it. Hello, sewing room. I was talking about reverse applique and you were on my mind. Yep. Felling. It's a whole toddler things. Like babies don't come out walking. They have to crawl, then they stand, then they fall a whole lot while we're trying to catch them so they don't get goose eggs. And as they fall, they cry, but sometimes they giggle and laugh and they get right back up and they learn how to walk eventually. It's something I told my son. Like he was talking about how he hates tying his shoes. He's 11 and he's like, I feel like they're always coming undone. And I'm like, all you could do is keep tying them. And he's like, but they're always coming undone. I was like, well, so Kendall, when you came out of me, did you know how to walk? And he's like, no, that would be scary. I'd be like, that would be terrifying if you did that. I don't know. I probably would have sent you to your grandmother's house. And he was like, nice, mom, nice. But the moral of the story is that we're all learning and we all fail and we all have to learn from it. There's things I've opened up to you this week alone about all the things I have failed on. I just told you when I made this, and Monica hopped on, she would tell you I messed up on not sewing the 3/8 of an inch down. I did 1/4, so my gusset was a little bit wider, and I was going to remove the amount from the side panels, but if I did that, it would change the look of the bag. So I tossed it, scrapped it, and recut things out. Was I frustrated? Yeah, man, I'm losing material. And on top of it, I'm like, I know better. Read the instructions. I tell everybody to do it, and I didn't do it. but I learned from it. And because of the mistake, it was easy for me to make the second one with you guys filming it, because I remembered the mistake. And I'm very, I'm very adamant over the part when to sew the 3/8 of an inch and 1/8 of an inch to get to this next part. It's crucial to have exact measurements. That's part of it. Like, I guarantee if you ask Shannon, Shannon's on here from Not a Thread. I think I seen Hollow. If you ask them how many times it took them to get this pattern out and how many mock-ups they had to make, or paper mock-ups, whatever, and then give it to testers and then recreate the thing. That's why I have such a respect for designers. All they do to make a pattern is mess up before they find that golden aha, this is it moment. It's the same thing we do. That's why I told you also, if you want to do modifications, make a mock-up. Get the ugliest, cheapest fabric you can get and make a mock-up. Yeah, dude. My Ken is 11 and he will walk straight into a wall because he's on his tablet, and I'm just looking at him. I'll definitely ask her. Hey, Cindy. See, look, hollow bags. Oh, so many trials. I'm pretty sure Not a Thread will be like, yeah. Like, you see her presentations, okay? You see her come up with I like Shannon's reels too. You get this reels, you see her doing it, and you're like, I want to be like that. But if you ask her how many times it took to make the original bag, you'll be surprised. That the one thing I like the most about testing, and made me have a different respect for designers, because they do so much. Sweetness came out the post saying it takes her 17 to 24 hours, not like sleeping hours, but like working hours, to create one video, just one. So don't be hard on yourself, because the people that we think are the greatest, they fumble too. And that's okay. That's part of us learning. 15 Mayfills. 15. And I don't know if you looked at the Mayfill. That is one for your butt. Okay. That when I make a Mayfill, I'm basically preparing edge coating, and then I sew it over the weekend. A rose is just a rose and a tote is just a tote. Absolutely correct, Gypsy. So yeah, just don't be hard on yourself. Don't. And try. One thing I really like about the Aries is that you can do that domestic, or you can do it industrial. It does come together quicker than I thought. And there was things that I learned that I never have done before. So I love that about bags. And I don't know, just give it a try. You'll be surprised of how much you like it. And I think that's it. I'm looking to see if my husband is calling yet. I think Loki already went back in, so now it's just the waiting game. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, he's already back. He's already back in there. So send positive good thoughts, because Loki's my boy, and then hopefully I'll make a post saying that when he's out or whatever. But yeah, I'm probably not going to be in my sewing room today. I'm probably going to just aimlessly clean and watch something funny to get my mind off Lokes. Don't be. I'm a procrastinator too. I don't say that. But I'm like a weird prepper. Like, if you were in my room, I have project bags full of everything. Like, so I have everything for the Narcissist cut out. It's in a bag. I have everything for the Mayfield I cut out yesterday. It's in a bag. So then I can start doing edge coating. Like, I'll have the edge coating day and just like watch TV and edge coat. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Well, yeah, So Country does have good tutorials. She's just a really sweet person. And she's always down to help. That I noticed that, and I appreciate that, because sometimes some people, like, not intentionally or not trying not to help, but like she's hyper aware and always wants to help, and I like that. So I'm going to head off and probably get another second cup of coffee that I don't need, and just like hang out with my oldest Faith and my youngest Kendall, And if you have any questions, pop them in the comments. They won't show for 24 hours. But what I'll do is I will put in the description box where you can get Tiny Quilted Beasts, where you can get the Miranda tote. And I keep talking about the Narcissist and the Aries, so I'll put both those where you can purchase them in the description as well. And if there's some other bag that I mentioned that you want to link to, just let me know and I'll link you up. You got this. You got this. Well, I will talk to you all later, and I hope everyone has a really good day and you stay safe. If you're able to get some sewing in, that's cool, and get happy sewing. Bye.